Alright, so I watched an anime recently called Extraterrestrial Boys and Girls. This has got to be the quickest switch in quality I have ever seen. From something glorious to not. The man who wrote this is well known in the industry, Mitsuo Iso. Man who has countless credits and is an inspiration to many animators. Worked on Ghost in the Shell movie, Evangelion, Gundam, Ghibli movies. You can look up a whole list, it's truly impressive. However, he isn't commonly a writer. Prior to this, he's essentially responsible for writing only one anime, then No Coil. By the way, great anime series recommended strongly. A lighthearted sci-fi about kids learning what sticking in a virtual world all day isn't the way to go. Reminds me a bit of something Don Bluth would make. Anyway, one day he decided to create this. And boy. So simply put, first 3 episodes are great. It's a bit difficult to follow as it's uncertain what technology is available, who is who, and so on and so forth. Also, since there are multiple stories going on at once, that makes it all the more complicated. But over time it becomes fairly simple. This story is set up on a space station in the future. Apparently some sort of incident occurred with a super AI and blah blah blah. I don't want to explain the entire gigantic backstory. Just as what the entire thing takes place on this station, and there is a comet coming on a collision course with Earth. And parts of it are already destroying parts of the station. So now kids have to evacuate, going through all sorts of hoops to escape. Like at one point they go outside the station in silly spacesuits, and at another they almost freeze to death, and then there's also... well, that's spoilers, so let's avoid that. Anyway, that part is great. It's awe-inspiring and just want more of it. People trying to survive in space is such a great source of horror and wonder. Also, the fact that it's kids experiencing this makes it more interesting since, well, they don't know that much, and it's a learning experience to both them and the viewer. Also helps that the only adult in the group is injured, so she can't just explain everything and fix all the problems. But then, the second part happens. So, the easiest way to put it would be show don't tell. And this first part was a whole lot of showing, which is good, while the second part had almost nothing but telling, which is terrible. To a point where vast, and I do mean truly significant chunks of the time are spent sitting around and listening to expositions or constant throwing out of various MacGuffins. I honestly sat there and I just couldn't hear a single thing said. It was a word salad with technological mumbo-jumbo sprinkled in. Got to a point where I started skipping. This felt insulting. Because again, look at the work this man did, and this is what he came up with. And I couldn't be asked to sit through a few minutes of this stuff. I feel bad about it. But it is not well done at all. And the thing is, it's not really the problem of pacing. If there were 2-3 episodes more, it would only be worse. No, it's simply down to the writing. The ideas here aren't bad. AI working in mysterious ways is a great source of various stories. Something like Deus Ex did it, for example, or... man, what else? Yeah, I'm really bad at coming up with examples on the spot, so let's just move on from that. Yeah, but this is not the way to do it. Someone needed to come along and actually screen the results and then honestly respond to the man. Sir, you have messed up. And told him to rewrite. I guess, just so I don't have to end on a depressing opinion of this, I have to praise the animation, obviously. Especially the faces. They're all fairly simple, but they're just a joy to look at. They have such wonderful reactions. Especially Mina. She's a total dumbass and overreacts to everything while messing up everything she possibly could. And I like the pun in her intro. But everyone has their moments. I am definitely a fan of this style of animation. The backgrounds are beautiful. There's a lot of color despite such location. You'd imagine grey and various metal bits everywhere, but it's all surprisingly warm and soft. So yeah, it's great to look at, even when going through slower moments. So I would definitely recommend the first 3 episodes. However, after that, I'd pretend that there isn't anything else. They all rode into the sunset, and that was it.